Welcome to the show, everybody, for another amazing episode here live with the Capital Mindset Trading Group with Trip, our lead analyst, coming in hot, bringing in all the alpha as we do each and every day from Monday to Friday around this same time. So we are so excited to be back with you to crush it for another week here in crypto, let you guys know what's happening on a macro scale with the news. And today we're going to be going over Grayscale that revealed their top 2 new altcoin treasuries, and they are on the SUI protocol. So we will be going over one of those setups. It's actually very, very interesting why they may be interested in these coins. And this is the kind of stuff we like to dig into before the setups play out. So pairing that kind of news with the setups is a bullish bomb waiting to go off, right? So we have already the setups in the group. We will give you one today. We will also be going over Bitcoin in a macro view, right? So we're in this range now. Bitcoin's still holding strong per yesterday's video. And now we're going to have a look. We're going to zoom out when in doubt. You want to see where we're at in the grand scheme of things, just to keep your head in the game so you understand just how amazing this point in time is that we find ourselves, right? So Mucker, welcome. Good evening, morning to you. Yeah, where are you tuning in from, Mucker? It's evening for me. I'm in Europe. Morning, afternoon for US people. Andrew, what's up? Good to see you from Cali. First one, Dan, you were first one, man. You were ready to go. You're laser focused. I see you're going to crush it this cycle. You were in each and every live, at least for the last 4 or 5 that I can remember. So welcome to the show, guys. There's a lot to go over. We're going to review Bitcoin, of course, from where it was yesterday. But like we said, we didn't expect any tumultuous downturn or any sudden big crashes or drops in Bitcoin. And it's still holding strong in this range. So Trip showed us yesterday his secret map. So it's just a different kind of charts he uses to see where Bitcoin could be headed in the interim. And they've been playing out really, really scarily accurate. So we showed some of those on the live yesterday, although they are saved for the group. We showed you a little bit of that yesterday and everybody loved it. So we may have a look again today, but we will be going over Bitcoin in a more macro stance. So from UK, Bristol, cool, very cool, near Bristol. From Michigan, Dan, okay, Michigan's a cool state, especially in the summertime. I haven't been there in so long, but it's good vibes for sure. And yeah, so guys, Grayscale, they have 2 new altcoins in their treasury, but let's go over ETH first, okay? Because all eyes are on ETH as we wait for that notorious breakout, all right? And as we're waiting for it to break out, I just want to set the tone for why it's so exciting. By the way, our stock pick for BMNR continues to do phenomenal. That is a great play for everybody who's looking to get into it. We do have that set up in the group. We do update it, but we called it, since we called it on YouTube, it's pumped 77%. Not bad for a stock in just several weeks' time. It's astounding. But that is also a play on Ethereum, and they are raising money from their own stock to buy more ETH for their treasury. So we did go over that one, and a lot of cool things happening. So first up, ETH ETFs just 5x Bitcoins. The yield era is here, right? So Ethereum just stole the spotlight with a $1 billion ETH ETF inflow day, 5 times Bitcoin's haul, and Wall Street is suddenly talking yield plus upside in the same breath. That's why Wall Street loves this opportunity, because now they get exposure to ETH as an asset, but they also get exposure to the yield, a way to earn 3 to 5%, right? Like it's phenomenal. And that is just something that they are salivating over, and that's why all eyes are on ETH now. I've been bullish on ETH throughout the entire bear market, and it is the trusted layer for financial transactions, and big things are going to come happening for Ethereum, and it's going to be phenomenal. Coinbase also did a rare move where they purchased Toncoin directly from Telegram, a rare off-market deal that signals growing institutional interest in open network Ton. So that was also a big deal. Coinbase went and purchased Ton from the Ton network on Telegram. Pretty cool. And also gold goes stealthily off the radar. Tariffs were removed, and we're wondering what kind of signal that's sending and why that is happening. So I'm just reading a story here. President Trump just hit pause on U.S.-China tariff war as well. And the real story, gold was removed from the tariff list. So earlier, U.S. Customs had ruled that certain Swiss imported gold bars, the 1 kilo and 100 ounce bricks, backing COMEX futures would be hit with a 39% tariff, and markets freaked out. Gold surged to a record high, and Swiss refiners warned of global disruptions. So then came Monday's reversal. So why? The U.S. imports around 250 to 300 metric tons of gold annually, mostly from Switzerland. That's billions of dollars in contracts tied to gold. So if they were suddenly taxed, the entire flow of institutional hedging, reserves management, and dollar alternative positioning could unravel, unless, of course, they went to the best form of gold that ever existed, which is the digital gold, and that is Bitcoin, right? So it's off the hook for now. Then we have Trump in the background doing his Trump stuff, saying that he is looking to consider a major lawsuit against federal Chair Jerome Powell. Yes, the president is looking to sue the Fed, the head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, and he's just not happy. He's not happy. The rate cuts should have been cut already, he says, and that he risks destroying the economy, and there's a lot going on there. So Grok was suspended. Crazy things are happening, guys. Crazy things are happening, but we are not freaking out on this channel. We're staying cool, calm, and collected because we know what to look for because we get the maps from Trip, right? We get those indicators, we get all the new strategies from Trip and things that you don't often see on other channels. So we're trying to keep you give you that different perspective, right, as to what we look for in the channel and how we're crushing it as a group. And speaking of crushing it, I want to give a shout out to Megan Moss. I don't know if you're listening, but she is a new member in our group. She absolutely crushed it on RSR, which we will be going over today as well. And also we will be going over Deep, which is one of those two altcoins that Grayscale revealed is in its new treasury. So these are things that not everybody's looking at, but we're looking at it here on this channel. So let's do this. All right. We got another request here, ENS. Okay. If we have time for requests, we will do so today. We're also going to have a little bit shorter than usual, maybe 40 minutes, because I'm going to be on Mario Nafal's show right after this. So that's exciting. And let's see, Trump suing Powell. I mean, Jan, I know, Andrew, it seems just like a big circus, right? So again, what have I always said here? Kevin O'Leary said it, and I think he's right about this, whether you like him or not. Signal versus noise. Focus on the signal. The signal is that Trump wants the market conditions to be bullish. He wants the markets to do well. And most of his net worth is now in crypto, or a big majority of it. So that's the signal. The signal is that the White House said that liquid staking is not deemed a security. All of those things are signals that we can focus on. You're right. The rest is noise. We had CPI come out today, by the way, and that actually caused slight volatility, but not much happened in the meantime. So U.S. inflation remains at 2.7%. And now Bitcoin's still in its range. So we're all good. We're all good. We just need to stay cool and calm here. Megan, what's up? I just gave you a shout out for crushing it in RSR. We are so proud of you. You're doing such a great job. Clifton, welcome to the show. Yeah, Traveler 88. Oh, yeah, so you're the one that wants ENS. Okay, if we have time for requests today, we will do so. So please drop them now so we can plan on that ahead of time. And other than that, I don't know, Trip, should we jump right into the analysis?
Yeah, we can start whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, first up, actually, guys, I want to pull this up. This was about Grayscale before we go into that to set the tone. So they launched their 2 new single asset investment trusts offering exposure to the native tokens of Deep Book, so Deep and Walrus. Isn't that insane? We're talking about coins that an institution like Grayscale is looking to invest in, and one of them is Walrus. These are the crypto times. 2 protocols providing trading and data infrastructure within the SUI blockchain ecosystem. Infrastructure, data, those are all like the picks and shovels of this play, and those are always the things that I look to invest in. That's why I like Theta as an investment. The infrastructure, the things that power the network, right? That's what I look to for longer term investments. Grayscale Deep Book Trust and Grayscale Walrus Trust will hold only Deep and Wal tokens respectively. Both protocols are native to the SUI network, a layer 1 blockchain developed by Mist and Labs that uses the Move programming language and parallel transaction processing. So Deep Book is a central limit order book on the SUI blockchain, serving as the liquidity layer for decentralized finance. This is big. Applications and network. Walrus is a data layer that lets developers store and share information directly on chain. So these are things that are going to take us to the next level of this movement. And Grayscale is betting on these, right? They're betting on these. So we're going to look at that Deep setup. It's looking pretty good. Okay, Clifton says, request XRP. Dan, Deep partners with Kraken for airdrop if you meet the correct metrics. Okay, by tomorrow. All right, I'll have to have a look at that. And we'll look at that on tomorrow's stream. But Deep is definitely a good setup that we're going to give you guys on the show today. Just to say thank you for being here. And on that note, please smash a like if you're enjoying these shows, and share and subscribe, and we will get to the analysis. So I'm going to put your charts up now, Trip, and we'll start with Bitcoin.
Great. Bitcoin dominance actually to start. We're flagged recently that just broke lower, and we were talking about the 50-week SMA here, this red line on the chart. We were watching for a break lower, and then we had a bearish retest, and this is just the 4-hour chart. If we look at the dominance chart on the weekly here, that 50 MA was acting as support most of the way up here, and now we're starting to move slightly below this yellow trend line. So we have two confirmations happening in the moment right now. So this bearish retest in the 50 MA is where it starts. And then over here, we definitely want to see that break and close below that yellow line here. This is what we're looking for a potential alt season, is we want to see this break lower. And then the longer this moves lower is essentially how long the alt season is going to be, in my opinion. Typically, that's all alt seasons are, is when you see a huge pullback on dominance, just like we had back here in 2021. This was a crazy alt season. It didn't last too long. It was only about maybe 2 months or so, but this was explosive altcoin trading that we're looking for again if this happens to break lower here on the weekly chart.
All right, so potentially another several months, 2 months of amazing altcoin trading, and potentially that altcoin season, right? What we're calling it, where the trades are getting easier, altcoins are flowing, big moves happening. That is coming.
Right, yeah, it should get a lot easier. So while the altcoins are in accumulation and we're trying to trade these moves, they're usually short-lived because you're still within a range. What we're waiting for is dominance to break lower, and then we can assume that markup phase is starting for most altcoins. And we actually have some examples here. I don't know if I have any on the show today, but we have some that we posted in group where it showed that markup phase, or the accumulation phase, is coming to an end on a lot of these coins, and a lot of them now are starting to see their markup phase and continuation patterns from there. So the next one we're going to look at is just for reference to what Bitcoin's doing. We're just going to see if this support right here is going to hold at the 618 and the point of control. Locally, we just had a recent bounce at this level. So as it looks now, Bitcoin is still making these higher highs and higher lows. This was a pretty deep pullback, but really this is just a strong test of this support level that we needed to see first. What we're really looking for is potentially a range that forms here to cool down on the indicators a little bit. And then we're looking for a break at least above this previous high at 122.3K, and then a new all-time high if we can break above the high at 123.1K for Bitcoin.
Okay, so Bitcoin's still in a range, tested that strong level of support there, the point of control around 118,000, and nothing new happening here. I know a lot of people were talking about the CME gap yesterday and that Bitcoin had to go much lower and stuff, but we ended up holding this point of control for the time being, and so far so good on Tripp's bump and run chart that he shared with us yesterday. That was pretty powerful stuff. If you didn't tune in yesterday, you must go watch that video. You'll learn a lot. And yeah, Pipeline, what's up, man? Welcome. Mucker, what's up? What's up? Megan, thanks for the shout out. Still making mistakes with those emotions, but less and less now, and bigger and more frequent wins happening. That's how it's done. Trip and I just talked about that right before the show about emotions, and when you have a couple of winning trades and then you get a couple of losing trades, and how to handle those emotions. So if you guys are going through that, that's just part of the learning curve as a trader, and you will get better and better with each and every move, and as you refine your strategy and as you get more practice. So Megan, just keep at it, keep asking questions. You've got some of the best mentors in the whole space. So we're very excited to go on that journey with you and all of you. If you have questions, if you have doubts, concerns, let us know here. We're here to chat with you and connect with you and help you through it. So that's part of the show as well. Media Mott, what's up? Good day. Good day. We're just about to zoom out a little bit and have a macro look at Bitcoin. So we don't forget where we're at. We must not forget where we're at in the grand scheme of things, because no fumbling the ball allowed at this stage, right? Big things are coming. So let's have a look at Bitcoin on the log scale.
Okay, so this is an update, actually. We did this chart maybe a month ago or so, and we were doing this comparison to the 2014 to 2017 cycle. And this is a log scale chart that we're doing the comparison on here. So the comparison that started was how you had the same sort of drop off from the consolidation after the big move to the upside back here. So this moved lower, looked very similar to this same double top. You had kind of a double top back here. And then even the bottoming pattern kind of looked like an inverse head and shoulders. Same here, kind of look like an inverse head and shoulders. So we were actually following this idea since way back here in September of 2023. So the update here that we're looking for now is that we were watching the last time we talked about it for Bitcoin to break and hold above the 1.272 level. And the comparison from 2014 to 2017 showed that you should have had a significant bounce from this area if it was able to hold that 1.272 level. And then over here on the right side for the current 2021 to 2025 log scale chart, we had just bounced off of this 1.272 fib level the last time we had talked about it, and now we're starting to trend higher. So the next target that we're looking for on this much bigger picture is around 173.8 thousand at the 1.618 fib level. The measured move is as high as 300,000 up here at the 2.0, and if you do the comparison to 2014 to 2017, this is pretty much the meat of the move is between the 2.0 and the 2.272. From here it was about 9,500 to about 16,000 in 2014 to 2017. This time it's about 307,000 to about 462,000 as far as the charts are telling us here. So since it's been following along fairly closely to this idea on the left side from the previous cycle, we're going to continue to use it as our guide and just assume that these fib levels are still going to be targets to aim for on the way up.
No, yeah, we're looking good, guys. Macro, grand scheme of things, we are looking absolutely fantastic. So this is fun to zoom out and have a look at. Pipeline, what's up? Welcome to the show. Also, sorry, El Munim, I saw that you joined earlier. Didn't see you there. Welcome, welcome. You're usually coming on X, so you're messing with my mind today. You're on YouTube. Happy days, guys. Yes, indeed. Hello from Devon, UK. And then we have here that Mucker says he just got back from Devon, UK. Okay, so we have a lot of UK people in the chat. And then we have the fees. The Feezy, ETH closing in on 4,500. Let's go. Yeah, ETH is moving as we speak. And yeah, so guys, we're in an incredible setting right now. Just stay focused, be aware, but like there's really nothing to be worried about in the interim, right? As we see it on the charts right now. So that's just the message to focus on as we go forward.
Right. So here again, we're going to look at more ideas for support bounces during this uptrend. So we're focused here on the Ichimoku cloud. I know we haven't talked about this too often. There's a bunch of settings for this thing. If you were to look at it, there's all different kinds of lines that have a bunch of different names. But if you really wanted to simplify it, you can just turn the cloud on by itself. And then you're basically using it as a guide for when you're breaking below the cloud or if you're breaking above the cloud. So if you look at the previous history, normally the uptrends start when you're breaking above the red cloud, and then you find support on the green cloud on the way up until it breaks, right? And then you have another short-term move above the red cloud over here on the left. And then once the cloud was broken again, you had to wait until it broke above for the upside, the continuation to happen. Same thing happened back here where we're using that green cloud as support after breaking above it down here at the bottom. And then once you got higher up here, the same thing, you broke through it and we started going sideways. And this was just mostly choppy price action. But really, you're just still looking for breaks above the cloud and then turning it back into support for the uptrend to continue. So here we are now over at the top, and we've now tested this support once, and it's still below acting as local support. So as long as the green cloud is below the price action, we're going to assume that the uptrend is still in a continuation mode.
All right. So so many indicators that point to the fact that, you know, Bitcoin's doing all right for now. Bitcoin is doing okay, and that's just it. So it's holding its ground, it's holding firm, it's looking good. So what's up? We got a Canadian in the house, Toronto, automatic Toronto in the house. I just went to Toronto for Consensus, and I have to say it was amazing. What a beautiful city. It reminded me of New York, but less hustle and bustle and a little bit more chill, you know? So yeah, I really enjoyed Toronto. Houston, Texas. Huh. Love that. I've never been to Houston, but I do like Texas a lot. I've only been to Austin, which they call like the hippie Texas. I don't know. I liked Austin a lot, and Dallas, but Houston is on the list. So yeah, I see we're about to go over OG. So guys, OG was one of the top gainers in the group. We crushed it on this trade in the group. So shout out to everybody who traded that. Again, I'm going to remind you, the link is in the description below. Time is ticking, guys. Time is ticking. You can get a lot of alpha from the YouTube, but next level is obviously joining the group and seeing these charts being posted 24/7 in real time, right? So you can take advantage as the move is playing out. So if you use the link in the description, you can enter Crypto Megan, I believe. The code is the discount code is in the description. You get a 10% off, and we'd love to have you join the group. And it's an amazing group of people who are all like-minded, who all want to win together. And all of our admins and analysts are really good at their job. Fantastic. So it's a great vibe to ride the bull run wave with. Let's just put it like that. All right. So let's have a look at OG.
Okay, so OG was posted on August 2nd, so I don't know if this is hard to see to everybody, but August 2nd was the date posted in the group. We were looking at this cup and handle idea and the breakout entry above this cup and handle, and here's the result from that trade. We got a very quick, explosive move. This is actually the live chart right now. So 175% from OG after the breakout of this pattern. So incredible, quick gains. This is only about 4 days in, and we're up 175%. So yeah, really quick moves. These are the kinds of trades that we post often in the group. Usually during these videos, we're doing mostly large cap things that we talk about, but there's always these hidden gems that pop up that we're able to capitalize on. So yeah, 175% is really good in such a short period of time.
Yeah, and I want to point out that finding these charts that are ready to do moves like this is an art. And that's one of the hardest parts as a trader, is finding these setups that are primed and ready. And obviously Trip has, and all of our other analysts have so many different indicators that they look at, and they filter through hundreds and hundreds of setups to find the absolute best ones to put in the group, right? So that is the first major benefit. And the second is just all of the indicators and all of the alerts and you know, all of the signals that our analysts give. But man, this one popped like this in 2 to 4 days. It's incredible.
It's actually a 5-day chart, but yeah, same thing.
Okay, insane. Very few days, big pop. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for to capitalize on these big moves like that and on these setups that are ready to pop. So this was just one of those that we are consistently nailing top winners. And it's been great. So that's one of the major benefits of the group as well. Just wanted to point that out. We have a very international crowd today. Baltimore, Maryland, team captain. I would love to go to Maryland, especially in the summer. It's got to be gorgeous. Dallas in the house. Man, those ranches, though. Dallas was a cool city. Dallas was a very cool city, I must say. Okay, we have ETH running the show. Yeah, all eyes are on ETH, and that's what I went over this before the show started, is that Bitcoin obviously is a whole different type of asset class for Wall Street. It is the digital gold, but ETH is that asset that's going to bear yield. It's going to be the financial layer of the internet, but it's also going to give them yield and exposure to that underlying asset. You better believe they are excited about ETH because of that reason. To be able to get the yield with the security that ETH offers is for them match made in heaven, right? So we will see ETH perform very well this year, and that's why BMNR is running up as we speak. The stock that we called a couple of weeks ago, and it's doing fantastic. Wisconsin pipeline. Wow, we got so many. That's Midwest, right? You consider that Midwest? That has got to be a beautiful state also. Super cool. I love that you guys are from so many different areas of the world, and we can talk about them here on the show. Another Toronto, John. They're coming out of the woodwork, the Canadians, for the win. Wow, he says, thanks for your amazing daily streams. We really appreciate you, John. You're all in on ADA, ETH, and XRP. You cannot go wrong with those three. That's like the trifecta, right? And especially how ADA's positioned itself to be potentially the DeFi layer for Bitcoin, XRP, replacing Swift, sort of, you know, that kind of narrative. ETH, the big granddaddy of the financial layer of the internet. I mean, you cannot go wrong. That's a solid portfolio. So yeah, ETH, it's very exciting. Let's see if ETH can maintain here where it's at and continue. But for now, everything is looking good. So we have one question from, where did I see that now? I believe it was Dan. Oh, yeah. Here we go. From Traveler88, does Bitcoin rally all the way to the 2.0 fib level in 2021? I think we already passed that chart, but maybe we can go and have a look at that real quick. And meet Sweden, Christopher. Oh my goodness. My husband's from Sweden. He's from Gothenburg. Where are you from? So fun to see a Swede in the house. I hear Swedish in my house all day long, but I don't speak yet. So it's on my list. And Graham, good morning to you. Welcome.
Right. So on the Bitcoin chart, he was asking if we hit above the 2.0 level in 2021. I don't have that chart laid out here for the 2021 rally, but maybe for the next time I can pull that up, or if we have a chance at the end of the video, I'll cover that.
Okay. Just to see where we could land this cycle, I'm assuming is why he's asking that question.
Maybe just out of curiosity. But
Okay.
either way, we'll take a look at it.
All right.
What we're focused on now, we're just looking at RSR. This is from our leverage trading group, actually. This is actually the trade that Megan was able to, or Megan Moss, I should say, was able to catch in our trading group. So this was the setup, and this is how it usually looks. It's very simple. You get a breakout entry, you get a place to put your stop loss, and then if the trade doesn't break out, you don't take entry. But after it does break out, you're looking for a retest in most situations. So we're going to look at the updated chart from that entry. We had a perfect move right to the top of resistance before it pulled back. So it's a 25% move. And I think this is a 5x leverage trade. So 25% times 5. And it turns into a very juicy trade. Really good entry down here right at the bottom. And then really, again, the targets were pretty perfect on this setup. But yeah, this is just another example of some of the trades that we do in the group. Some of these can be very short-lived, like it's a 1-hour chart. This only took about 3 or 4 days to play out. And yeah, over 100% profits if you're using the suggested leverage.
Really good, guys. Really good. And you can obviously adjust the leverage based on your skill level and your risk tolerance. But just with that suggested leverage in the group, you will be crushing it. And that's really fun to see, especially, people who are new to the group being able to catch on so quickly. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah. So this is the results we got actually from some of the traders in the group. This is from Megan Moss. She scored a 78% move so far. And then we had another member using 20x leverage. So a 211%. These are crazy gains, right? So when you know how to manage your risk properly, you can use a little more leverage than the suggested amount. Typically, if you're using higher leverage, you might have to use less capital. So there's less of your money being exposed during that trade. And that's really what leverage is about. You can borrow someone else's money and then keep more of your money on the side, because we know that crypto is volatile. Things can happen out of nowhere. They could liquidate a position essentially if you're using too much in a trade on a leverage trade and it skips past your stop loss, as an example. So using higher leverage with less capital allows you to have that big position, but it's less risk to you if something drastic were to happen.
Right. Yeah. And leverage trading is a whole new ball game. So, if you've been doing well with your spot trading, you want to step it up a notch. I mean, it is a really cool world that you are absolutely going to love, especially with our analysts and the posts that we're posting. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun in the group, guys. Love the group. We have international players in the house. We do, Almanim. We do. I love it. I mean, we got like Graham, you're from New Zealand, right? Like, wow, that's the other side of the world. It's so cool. And we're all gathering together right here to discuss these trades that we're going to absolutely crush this week, right? Am I right? I want to hear you guys come back and say that you did some amazing trades. I want to hear about it if you do. So anyway, let's continue RSR.
Okay, so this is a current chart for RSR. Someone was requesting it yesterday, but we didn't have time to cover it. So the big picture here that we're looking for, you're looking for a break above this resistance around 10.5 cents, or sorry, 0.1 cents, or sorry, just 1 cent so far. Our major resistance to break here. And then we're looking at about 1.3 cents and then 1.7. And then there's a pretty decent gap here as far as the volume goes. This is basically, you would just call it a low volume node in these areas where there's not a lot of price action, right? So this is basically the area where it should slip through the fastest if it were able to break above this resistance here at about 1.7 cents. And then we're looking for a move to about 2.5 cents after that happens. From here, if you measure from the breakout, that's a very juicy move up to about 143% for RSR.
All right. So potentially you get a second chance to have the same sort of run up, right? So we're just on the precipice of that. Now, this is a 1-day chart. The other one was a 1-hour chart. So this will take longer to play out, but a really good setup brewing nonetheless.
Right. Yeah. This is also that RWA narrative. So we're starting to see a bunch of those RWA coins start moving again.
Right. Yeah. No, RSR has a lot of news behind it. So I'm gonna look into this actually and talk about it on the next stream, because there's actually a lot happening in the background for RSR. So when you pair those fundamental catalysts with good charts like this, they can often be pretty explosive. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, Automatic says, thanks for spoiling us with the daily streams. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We are loving the community that we're building here. So yeah, all that we ask is just smash the like and support, and we'll be here for you each and every day that we can, Monday through Friday. Get your requests ready and going. If we can't handle them all in one day, we'll do them the next day. And yeah, we're really loving the dynamics. So for now, we're going to continue with these. And Magnus, welcome to the show. You just came in right for the juice, the alpha of the day. Well, there's been a lot of alpha already, but Trip is about to go over Deep, which is Grayscale's second, one of the 2 altcoin treasury picks that they've added, and this is on the SUI network, so protocol. So this is a really good gem for you guys today. Let's have a look.
Yeah, so Deep actually has already been bumping up a little bit today. It's bouncing off the 1-day 200 MA. That's the yellow line here. So yeah, after that news came out, we've only seen it been going up just over the past few hours here. And the idea here now is just to find a breakout entry above the triangle. If you do happen to see it come down to test this trend line again, or the 200 MA again, that could also be another entry that you could scale into. But otherwise, we're just setting alerts on this upward trend line of the triangle, and you could even have an alert at the 1.618 at about 20 cents as your alert as well. But definitely looks like a good solid pattern. It's been in accumulation since basically the beginning of the year in January. So we're getting close to the end. We probably could see a move soon. We'd actually just posted this early this morning, and we were suggesting that maybe it's going to take a while to move around in this triangle, but now we're starting to get a pretty big move. I mean, it could pop sooner than later, so definitely keep an eye on it, or definitely have those alerts set for Deep. The target we're looking for first after the 0.618 level is broken at 20 cents. Then we're looking for a move up to about 30 cents at the 1.0. That's this big key resistance area. Once that breaks, we can start looking at these fib extension targets. The 1.272 being at about 37 cents and the 1.618 at about 46 cents. So it looks like there's probably, let's take a quick measure from the breakout level. Yeah, it's over 143% actually. It's a pretty good move for Deep coming. So yeah, if you want to join the group, we're going to have lots of these setups coming over the next few weeks. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that these altcoins are starting to go into markup phase. So this is how it starts before these patterns start breaking out. It's harder to chase these things as they're going up. You're going to look for pullbacks that don't come as deep as you want, perhaps. But really, so you're trying to get in while these patterns haven't broken out yet, so you can catch that early entry and ride it up for the most amount of gains.
I love the idea that you're saying here, Trip, about markup phase. And I want to kind of like stress this. Instead of just saying just straight up altcoin season, we go through different phases, and we're about to go through markup phase. And that just implies that these phases are kind of continual, right? Mark down, mark up, accumulation. And markup phase is the phase that you want to get in. And everybody who's been in the group learning up until now has an edge, because you've already been honing in on your skills before this markup phase, which is the easiest to trade, especially if you got those top setups being given to you every single day around the clock, right? But now is the time to start honing in on those skills before we get this markup phase, which is imminent. And I mean, like, could happen at any time now. So you have the Wyckoff market cycle up here.
Yeah, just to add some context to the idea. So the accumulation phases, that's usually when you see these big patterns that consolidate for a long period of time. And then we're looking for the markup phase to come next after these patterns start breaking out. Then typically this is how it rolls, is that after you get the markup phase, maybe you hit your higher targets up here and you go into the distribution. That's when everyone's taking profits. And then we enter back into a bear market again during markdown. So you have to keep in mind that you have to take your profits on some of these trades, because the next cycle is what you want to work up to. You want to have the max amount of gains from one cycle, take your profit out, and then wait till the bottom of the bear market. And now you have all this extra profit to buy all of these altcoins once they've pulled back. So I'm not trying to scare anybody saying that's going to happen anytime soon. We probably have potentially maybe a half a year to a year, in my opinion, of this phase that still has to carry on from here.
All right. So now is the time. If there was ever a more important year than now to just zero in on this, hone in on this, learn this new skill, do this for yourself, go off the grid, do whatever it takes, because what we want on this channel and what we all generally want is economic freedom, like financial freedom, freedom in general to live the lives we want to live and how we want to live. And trading is one of those vehicles to get there. And also we have investors here who are building for their future, and it's all amazing. So now is the time to capitalize on all of that knowledge right now. And so we're so happy to be here with you each and every day to do that. And I see you have one other chart here. Oh, we're getting to the request. I forgot who requested this. ENS. We are doing ENS because it was requested earlier. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Yep, I actually had a chart ready to go for it. So we're watching for a break above the 0.5 resistance level here at about $31. That's the level that's been bumping up against here recently. It's also this area of resistance previously here, this big order block area. So we're potentially looking for a bigger double bottom here to form, and then we start aiming for these higher targets. The double bottom measured move would be around $89 for ENS. So once you get the break above the 0.5, we're looking for a measured move. Potentially up to around 188 to 184% for ENS on the 1-day chart. You still got some resistances to break along the way. So maybe the 618 could be around $35, and then 42, 46, and then 50 is pretty much your round number to break once you get up to the neckline of this pattern.
All right. So we're giving you several setups now this stream that are over almost 200% moves building up here. So it's time to pay attention. That's all I can say. Time to pay attention. And with that, guys, I think we're going to end this stream, wrap this up, because I will be now joining the Mario Nafal show. And we'll come to you for more action tomorrow on Wednesday, midweek, to check back in on this, see what Bitcoin's up to, see what ETH is doing, and then refine our strategies as we go. But so far, so good. The Bitcoin map from yesterday is playing out. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. You will learn a lot by watching that video. And yeah, Trip, any last thoughts? I mean, markup phase coming. What would you leave them with today at this fine Tuesday afternoon?
Well, now we're getting close to the break lower on this long-term trend line on Bitcoin dominance on the weekly. So you want to see a definite confirmed break below that level. Then we can start getting more excited about the altcoin trades. What we don't want to see is a fake out or a push back up above this trend line, because it just means that it's probably Bitcoin season. Usually when Bitcoin dominance is pumping, when Bitcoin is trying to find support. So it could be in a downtrend, trying to hold that level when dominance starts pumping again. That's usually how it works. The big players show up to buy the dips, and that causes dominance to spike. Potentially people are taking profits on their altcoins because of the uncertainty of the move. So you definitely want to see that break lower as a confirmation on the 1-week chart for Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah. All right. So Traveler 88's excited. Half a year to a year. Wow. Yeah, potentially, man. It doesn't have to be this typical 4-year cycle that we've been watching play out like every other cycle. It seems that things are a little bit different timing wise, and that maybe we're starting to get a different sort of cycle, which we've gone over on this show before. So yeah, so we're keeping an eye on it. We'll keep you updated constantly as we go, as we come into those new terrains, right? But for now, that's it. Clifton, I saw your XRP request. I'm sorry, but I got to jump, guys, because we do have that show next. But Clifton, how about this? If you tune in tomorrow, we're going to do your XRP for you. How does that sound? I would love to have her maybe XRP. We'll do HBAR, maybe ISO 2022 coins. What do you think, Trip?
Yeah, we can cover a couple of those. I think we wanted to talk about algo as well, so maybe that'll be on the list.
All right. Well, then you know what's up for tomorrow. Clifton, tune in tomorrow. We'll do your XRP. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. Have an amazing Tuesday, and let's rock it.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.